welcome once again to the Royal Naval Base at Portsmouth and to the flight deck of HMS Hermes. And it was here last week that we saw the opening shock in the new Super Team competition for the Townsend Thoreson Trophy. The team of riders here includes an Olympic three-day event of Virginia Holgate, medals in team and individual. And also on that silver medal event team, Robert Lemieux. One of Britain's finest show jumpers, a silver team medal in the Olympic Games, Michael Whittaker. And with him in Los Angeles and here, Stephen Smith. The other riders are from cycling, the Commonwealth Games road race champion, Malcolm Elliott. The girl who rode in the first ever women's Olympic cycling road race, Catherine Winnerton. British professional road race champion, Steve Jockin. And the top BMX rider, Andy Ruffell, the man who does all the tricks. And coaching the team of multi-talented riders, 4 times world professional pursuit cycling champion, Hugh Porter.
Driving rain and with HMS Invincible forming a bit of a shield, the riders and Ballsports team are on their way. Almost halfway of the 1-mile run, and it's the white shirts are the Ballsports team, the black are the riders. Every competitor has to run, including the 2 lady competitors, and they will be critical. The 2 lady competitors here in white, Anne Hobbs, Annabelle Croft, doing well in the middle of the pack. And this is a good run by Malcolm Elliott. He's getting away from Sean Curley and Andy Ruffell. He's going for the line. And again, the cyclist doing exceptionally well. Malcolm Elliott, a former Commonwealth champion and then a professional road race champion, sprinting superbly for the line and getting the first black vest home. Then the battle for second place. It's Sean Curley, I'm sure, holding off Andy Ruffell. But that's a good run by Malcolm Elliott. There it is, up to the line, Sean Curley second. And it looks like behind this little guy, yes, it's Steve Jockin, so the cyclists have done exceptionally well.
What a big smiling coach here. Andy Ruffell's got a big smile, because Andy, that wasn't bad at all, was it?
Yeah, not too bad. I think perhaps I should have done games at school, you know, but I went well. I'm not a fantastic runner, but I'm very pleased.
So it's confirmed that the Ballsports team have got the first 5 points. Now it's to the event that caused the knees to knock a bit last week, and it's not much different this week, I can tell you. It's just as cold. It's the survival test.
Are you ready, riders? You ready, Ballsports? Stand by.
Well, the first is when they hit the water because it's very cold. Andy Ruffell taking the rope out for the riders, and Steve Smith getting away. Steve Smith swimming well for the riders. Virginia Holgate up with them. That's a look at the rear view of the Ballsports team. And they've got to right those rafts, get them over, get inside, detach one rope, attach another. And the riders swimming well. They're packing a little better.
Go on, Jeff! Drive it!
The riders and Steve Smith first to get hold of that rope and pull it over, doing a first-class job.
Go on, Jeff!
There's Steve Jockin.
Go on, Jeff!
There's a bit of hauling going on. There's Drummond doing a bit of that for the Ballsports team, just launching them in. Annabelle Croft, I think that was. The riders got their smoke flare going. That means their rope is detached and they're hauling away. Malcolm Elliott, Robert Lemieux and Michael Whittaker, the flare being held by Virginia Holgate. The riders are away. Steve Jockin doing a good job hanging onto that rope, and they're well clear of the Ballsports team now. This is an excellent race by the riders. Hughie Porter will be delighted. Look at that for a lead.
I think you've got him, Hugh.
Yeah,
I think you've got him.
Brilliant. Look at that for a performance. Fantastic.
Now the Ballsports team are on their way. Gordon Greenwich there hauling away. But already the riders are de-robed and the arm aloft, and the riders are going to get it, and that's a fast time.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Speechless. That's very hard work, you know, especially taking the rope out there, but we did well. Good teamwork.
Oh, terrific.
Well, there's the scores. 7 points each, absolutely level. Now we turn our attention to the cycling. Now, it's 200 metres up, a tight 180-degree turn that caused a lot of problems last week. 200 metres back, 3 men and 1 woman from each team,
And I must say, the Riders team looks just about invincible.
Anne Hobbs from tennis nearest us, then Andy Ruffell, the BMX trick cyclist, Ian Taylor, the Olympic hockey goalkeeper, Catherine Swinnerton, the Olympic road racer, Sean Curley, that's the Olympic hockey goal scorer, then Malcolm Elliott, the professional circuit champion, really on home ground for him. What a job for them.
Stand by!
And watch out for the black shirts. Out they go out in front. My goodness, there's an event in all the semi-finals of the super teams which suits one team, and this really should be a formality unless they go wrong on the turn. All the shirts up there. Malcolm Elliott, Steve Jochen, Catherine Swinnerton even there as well, and Andy Ruffell. Malcolm Elliott in second place at the moment, taking it pretty easy. And even Catherine Swinnerton, the girl in the team, the Olympic road racer, she's up there as well. And that's Anne Hobbs looking a little worried about it all. She doesn't play tennis on a bike. And they're just going to stream through here. They're going to be first, second, third and fourth. They really had to be. They wouldn't have lived to tell the tale if they hadn't.
When you three crossed the line, you had big smiles on your faces. What was all that?
Yeah, well, I've been practicing riding a bike for a couple of days and helped me out a bit today.
Yeah. Raised morale all round, didn't it?
Definitely.
In your own element and looking good. Hey, well done.
And this final event on the first day, well, it's one of the old favourites in a super team championship full of new events. The old favourite, the gym test. 4 separate disciplines, 4 competitors. There must be a girl in each team, and it's squats, press-ups, sit-ups and bar jump.
Are you ready?
Yo.
Go for it, Andy.
I've got a feeling that Andy Ruffell will enjoy this. To come from behind, he did last time in Team Superstar. Watch him close the gap, because Gordon Greenwich, brilliant test, 66 test for the West Indies, a superstar at cricket, but Andy Ruffell enjoys this, and he really is very good at it. Look at the gap closing. He started with a deficit of 14. So the BMX bike king, chasing that total Gordon Greenwich, Barbados born, keeping it going nicely, but look at this, 272 to 277, he's within 5 and the bar's got over, and suddenly he's gone past. Andy Ruffell has brought the riders ahead, and the Ballsports are struggling now as Andy Ruffell's being urged on by his team to keep this going. Andy Ruffell does it again on the bar jump, 10 seconds to go, and he's piling on the scores, and he's done it again in Team Superstars. And the BMX Bike Brigade will love this, and Andy Ruffell has pulled it out of the bag. The riders win the gym test.
Well, the shadows are getting a bit long, and I can tell you it's getting a bit cold as well. But what a good day it's been for the riders. The combination of the bikies and the people who ride horses, leading 17 points to 11. So they've got a good lead at the halfway stage. Start on the water with the whaling race. Michael Whitaker there, trying to forget all about water with his memories of his horse Amanda in the Los Angeles Olympic Games. He's a non-rower. Steve Jochen. Stephen Smith, who says it's the first time he's ever been in a boat. It looks like it. Little Andy Ruffell, the hero of the gym tests. Then we've got Malcolm Elliott, Robert Lemieux, Catherine Swinnerton is not rowing, and Virginia Holgate has the job of keeping them straight. My goodness, she looks professional.
Stand by.
Lieutenant Commander Ron Lang with a gun gets them underway. Emlyn Hughes watching points there. And remember, Ballsports nearest us in white, riders in black. They really have done surprisingly well. I think they started off as the underdogs, the riders from the Ballsports team. And Ballsports are going to get moving. Ian Taylor standing, encouraging Anne Hobbs, shouting at them. Come on. Sean Curley, Jeff Squire, Greenwich, Gooch and Drummond. And Annabelle Croft up in the bow, just hoping she's going to be able to wave the flag. There's still nothing in it. Michael Whitaker looks to see where the line is. It's about 12, 13 lengths. And Ballsports are beginning to creep just ahead of the riders. They've noticed it. Look at that. Ian Taylor absolutely delighted. Up goes the hands of Anne Hobbs, and the riders lost it on the leg home.
Take the strain! Hey!
Third and final pull then, if the Ballsports can do it again as they should. Then it's 2 more points, and Hugh Porter's got to drive now. He's got to try and get something into these riders. The bike riders and the equestrians really up against it, and they're going again. Look at these girls enjoying it, enjoying every minute of it. They're going to take 3 pulls out of this, and the riders are down. Virginia Holgate just getting up, but it's the extra weight and the power of this Ballsports team. There it goes again. 2 more. They've taken all 3 pulls, 6 points for them, just 3 for the riders, and that makes it 22 points all, and what a delighted team Terry Neal has got them there. But despite being up against all that talent, the riders, who live on horses and bikes, kept the Ballsports team at bay throughout the first half of the HMS Hermes hockey match. In the interval, they planned the second half campaign like experts, and the Navy were fascinated.
There's a great Olympic medalist representation here. But they've never played anything quite like this.
Oh, and Holgate nearly took Taylor out. Smith waiting. And it's Ruffell who's trying to come away. Robbed there by Gooch. Holgate really got her dander up now. She's in for this.
Yeah, Taylor down on the deck. I think Stephen Smith was not too far away from when that happened.
1 minute, mate.
1 minute to go. Still 2-0 to Ballsports.
Leave her alone. Fully off. Fully. Fully between two.
Fully between two after the infringement. The time running out for the riders now. They've got to move a little. The tactics of the Ballsports team just to keep the puck up in the riders' half and hold on to the advantage they got. Gooch stops with his body, gives it a fair old crack. Virginia Holgate picks it up. Taylor's up there again. They've managed to hold the first goal, and he scored the third. And so the Ballsports taking 3 goals off the riders. 3-0 it is, and Ballsports get the 5 points in the deck hockey. The riders get the 2. 24 points the riders, 27 the Ballsports, with the obstacle to come, and that really is going to be a battle royal. Well, what a great comeback it's been for the Ballsports team on this second day. They lead the riders 27 points to 24. And just this one event to go, the obstacle course, the one we saw last week, without any doubt the stiffest course ever supplied for any stars or super teams. Now, if the riders win it, there'll be a tie, and we'll have to sort that one out to see who goes into the final.
Well, 7 meters below where David Vine was standing is the interior deck where we start the obstacle course. The riders in black, Ballsports in white. The riders:
Stand by!
Andy Ruffell, Malcolm Elliott, Robert Lemieux and Steve Jockey. In the Ballsports, Des Drummond, Gordon Greenwich, Ian Taylor and Sean Curley. They get cracking first.
And the riders know they've got to win this, and I think they've got a bit of a problem because they haven't got any big men. They're going around technique, they have to get a bit of a canter on, and they're not doing too badly at the moment.
Black climbing up that ladder, hauling their ammunition box. 50 pounds it weighs. Their shell is in that, and that's the one they've got to transport to the gun that awaits them at the end of the obstacle course.
Roger!
Ian Taylor. Struggling just a little bit. But the Ballsports in their white have got their ammunition box, and waiting for them, Jeff Squire and Graham Gooch to collect it as it's sent across the travel.
But the riders are doing well. They've got a bit of trouble. Stephen Smith and Michael Whitaker over the other side, and then the girls, Virginia Holgate and Catherine Swinnerton. The show jumpers have got the box as the Ballsports go across the chasm.
So Des Drummond and Gordon Greenwich safely across, and they've taken the lead. Their last two men, Ian Taylor, Sean Curley, the 2 hockey players, bringing up the rear, but they're on their way and they're getting well ahead of the riders now. Riders have done well though. They've got up and over the wall, back through the gap, passing the ammunition box. This is the long haul.
Yes, no doubt that the riders have come up. They went very quickly between the chasm and the wall. They're under the net now, all 8 of them. And again, the Ballsports stuck in a bit of trouble there. The riders are getting the wheels on meanwhile. This is a good run, and if the riders win this, there's a tie in the semi-final for the right to go in to meet the water sports team, and they're going well. The show jumpers, the 3-day eventers and the bike riders look like they're going to take this. Remember the points, it was 24 to 27, 5 for this and 2 for losing. We'll make it a tie, and there is a tiebreaker to decide the semi-final. England will yock in, and they've got it! They've got it!
What a comeback by the riders. Really, down a third of the way along the course. All the muscle seems to be with the Ballsports team, but the riders have pulled together as a team remarkably well. That was a tremendous effort.
There now has to be a tiebreaker to decide this semi-final. The score's 29 the riders, 29 the Ballsports team, so a tiebreaker to decide it, and it's back on the tug-of-war rope.
Fantastic effort. 30 seconds faster on the obstacle course than any other team have done it.
Riders versus Ballsports. Take up the rope. Take the strain.
Now, can they do it? Terry Neal asking for a hold from the Ballsports team. Annabelle Croft looking into his eyes, now asking for the heat. They've gone. One straight pull, it's all over. And the disappointment still showing on the riders' faces as they collect their consolation awards from Mr. Brian Thoreson, Sales and Marketing Director of Townsend Thoreson. And into the final go the Ballsport players of the 1985 Team Superstars.